The infrastructure of this abandoned North End facility no longer follows the standard laws of structural decay. The forbidden question that must stop any auditor at the threshold is this: why does the interior of this gallery pulse with a high-density biological frequency? This site is not a monument to pre-war aesthetics. It is officially classified as a zone for unsanctioned cognitive transformation. The local radar elements who entered this sector did not simply vanish. Forensic evidence suggests they were processed and integrated into the environment through specific artistic protocols. We are observing the work of subject Pickman, the creation of a visual corruption that physically reconfigures the neural circuits of the observer. Standing before the primary canvas, we record an anomaly that defies logic. The biological pigment remains active, broadcasting a fresh DNA signature. What specific source is still providing this organic matter with life-sustaining energy? A more detailed analysis of the Pickman Gallery's layout reveals a significant spatial anomaly. This facility is not merely a residential structure. The interior has undergone a deliberate spatial reconfiguration, transforming the hallways into a cognitive maze. Subject Pickman did not simply decorate. He re-engineered the geometry of the corridors to induce visual vertigo in any unauthorized subject. The purpose of this architectural deviation is clear: total structural destabilization of hostile variables before the liquidation protocol even begins. The architecture itself functions as a passive weapon system. We are recording a phenomenon known as sensory tracking. The perspective of the canvases appears to shift based on the auditor's movement. The gallery is not a static display, but an active environment designed to compromise the operational autonomy of anyone entering the sector. Moving deeper into the gallery's residential quarters, we identify traces of a total sector sanitation. The remains of multiple radar units are scattered here, yet their condition does not match the results of a standard wasteland skirmish. We observe specimens with compromised biological integrity, but their positioning reveals a terrifying surgical precision. This was not an act of sport or random violence. Subject Pickman does not merely eliminate targets, he archives them. Every masterpiece in this hall functions as a physical data log of a neutralized threat. We record a sharp aesthetic contrast. The chaotic primitive energy of the raiders has been forcibly reprocessed into what can only be described as surgical elegance. The biological reconfiguration of every asset is executed according to a specific algorithm, where every line of pigment serves as an indicator of the point of final neural degradation. Pickman is not simply performing a sector cleanup. He is transforming the Commonwealth's operational waste into a structured visual database. The most disturbing aspect remains the apparent incompleteness of these patterns, as if the system is still actively waiting for new biological inputs to finalize the collection. The descent into the subterranean tunnels beneath the gallery is marked by a definitive shift in air density. This is not mere humidity, it is a total organic saturation. In this sector, the biological pigments are no longer confined to the canvases, they are saturating the structural surfaces, creating a specific structural resonance. We uncover subject Pickman's personal records, which function more accurately as cognitive impact reports. He is not keeping a journal, he is evaluating the visual efficiency of his work on the radar psyche. Pickman's core logic is clinical. He views radar elements as unprocessed raw material, requiring aesthetic refinement through a permanent neutralization protocol. To him, this process is not aggression, but biological harvesting and a necessary cognitive reset. However, our audit is interrupted by a tactical update. Auditory sensors are detecting high-velocity kinetic impacts on the lower levels. a radar retrieval team has initiated an unsanctioned extraction of subject Pickman. The facility is transitioning into an active asset conflict mode. During an advanced survey of a concealed subsector in the tunnels, the audit team encounters an anomaly that shifts the entire nature of the operation. We identify a series of rapid tactical sketches. The subjects of these works are not the local radar elements, but the audit team itself. This phenomenon is classified as the observer feedback loop. Subject Pickman has been maintaining detailed, tactical documentation of our movements through the facility in real time. We note a critical escalation in his technical notations. Our status has been officially reclassified from external observer to prospective raw material. We realize that this audit was never a one-sided procedure. While we were analyzing the system was conducting a comprehensive biometric assessment of our biological potential. We are no longer external auditors. We have been integrated into a live data set that subject Pickman intends to subject to final aesthetic reconfiguration. We reached the final chamber where the archiving process has encountered a critical external system failure. Subject Pickman is currently cornered by multiple radar elements. However, his behavior does not align with standard patterns of cognitive instability or fear. He is functioning as an active agent undergoing an intensive stress test of survival protocols. The audit team initiates a sector stabilization protocol. The primary objective is to prevent the unsanctioned loss of a unique biological data source. We move to neutralize all hostile variables within the perimeter. During the process, we observe subject Pickman. His blade operates not as a weapon, but as an instrument for biological correction. He remains detached and calm, observing the liquidation patterns of the raiders as we finalize their restructuring. Once the sector sanitation is complete, Pickman acknowledges our operational efficiency. Instead of traditional gratitude, he proposes a framework for operational cooperation. He provides a physical access key, marking the transition of our encounter into a joint asset management status. The data source is preserved as confirmation of our final operational status. Subject Pickman grants us access to the blade of Pickman. This is not merely a combat knife. We define it as a biologically tuned instrument for precision threat reduction. Its serrated edge is specifically engineered not for random damage, but for optimal data extraction from hostile variables. Our final verdict on this asset is definitive. Subject Pickman is a spontaneous system antivirus within the Commonwealth. He functions to purge the regional infection of radar elements by utilizing their own biological frequency against them. A final warning for all field operatives: if during your navigation of this sector, you identify your own biometric profile on a canvas, your status has been officially updated to unprocessed raw material. You have completed the audit of the Pickman Gallery. Subscribe to the Declassified Commonwealth Archive to secure entry for our next report, the pink pasteurization incident at Suffolk County Charter School. Your data is synchronized.